Hey, I'm Steve, and I'm here with
Jeff Campos.
Jeff. Nice to meet you, Jeff. We just played Church of Darkness. It was really awesome. What sort of involvement did you have with it?
I'm a producer on the game. I work with Richard Rouse, who's the main visionary behind the game. We work together at Microsoft, actually. And,
that's awesome.
When I left and he left, he wanted to make a game we couldn't make there, and when he told me about this, I just had to be a part of it. It's amazing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It seemed like this kind of had a lot of truth in it. Is this based on anything, or?
It's not based on any one thing in particular.
Right.
Sadly, there's an awful lot of real-world experience.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But every time you play the game, we actually change the cult slightly. So one playthrough, you might find more of like a particular instance than another, but it's a fictional country, it's a fictional cult. Yeah, it's kind of inspired by, but not specifically anything.
That's awesome. Now, you said that when the cult will change every time you go in. Yeah. What kind of differences will you see when you go in there?
So sometimes the cult is more isolationist. They just want to be left alone. So you might not find people in cages. They have they spare the rod, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that's kind of better. Other times they might be more militant. And if you go in guns blazing, they respond in kind.
Oh, man.
They could be apocalyptic. So if you go in guns blazing there, they might think you are herald the apocalypse and might respond in a different way. So lots of different things. And since there's two cult leaders, they don't both have the same personality. Sometimes they disagree, and you might see that the camp itself is kind of split by their conflict.
Oh, that's really cool.
You really don't know what you're getting until you get in there and search around and listen to what they say. Our voice actors who play our cult leaders are amazing. They're married in real life, they're married in the game. But they actually wrote some original music for it, and certain songs only play with certain types of cults.
That's really cool. So as you're coming in and you try and find the cult leader to talk, I found the cult leader pretty fast.
Yeah.
How long would you say a typical playthrough of this game would last?
Yeah, we wanted to give people really a sense of the vertical of the game, so we made this demo like 10 minutes long. It allows you to get to a cult leader. The whole thing's going to be closer to 2 hours.
Awesome.
And then in the full game, we have a way of kind of filtering out the versions of the cult you've already played. So
that's
that way
awesome.
you can only play new stuff, won't like grind through something you've seen before.
A lot of replayability.
Yeah.
That's outstanding. That's very cool.
It's been so much fun to work on.
Now, what made you want to make a game like this? Because, I mean, as you said, it's a game that you might have been able to make at Microsoft, and it could be controversial.
Absolutely.
What made you want to do this?
Well, it's a game about something, right? And Richard has always been fascinated by the psychology of cults, and so wanting to present something about that and put the kind of judgment of the different scenarios on the player to let them kind of experience it and decide for themselves if that's okay or not.
Yeah.
Because really at the end of the game, you decide what happens, right? You can confront the cult leaders or not. You could kill them, leave them alone. You could take your nephew home, right? Because you're there to save him.
Right.
You could take him home, you can make him stay. It's really on the player to make a decision about whether this setup is okay or not. So it's really interesting.
So in theory, you could come in, find out that they're farmers, everything's great, everything's going awesome, and tell your nephew, I'm sorry, and then go home? Like, man, that's really cool.
Yeah, in fact, you could actually go in, and if you play in a way where you're not being seen, sort of like as a ghost, they may never even know you're there. Or you could go in guns blazing and leave wreckage behind. That's okay too. The game will know what you do and respond accordingly, but
of course,
it's up to you.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, right?
Yeah.
Jeff, thank you so much. When is Church of Darkness coming out?
Early next year.
Early next year, guys. Keep an eye out for Church of Darkness. We'll see you later.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Man.